What happens when you get into debt?
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't.
You think you can tear my family apart?
Or won't pay it back.
I can't pay it. I can't pay it.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits.
You bugger! Get out of here! Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Dealing with desperate debtors.
Get out of fields!
In dramatic situations.
I'm not getting irate for any other reason than your van is on my drive.
We meet the people who are losing their homes.
Where are you on the board now?
And their possessions.
That's fine, because I just list everything and we'll take it.
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay...
Get your hands off of me.
They'll take it away. In the UK, there are currently over 8 million adults who are struggling with debt. The Citizens Advice Bureau in England and Wales dealt with just under 4,000 new debt problems every day during the first quarter of 2016. Gareth Short and Craig Vernal are High Court enforcement agents. They travel hundreds of miles every week, collecting debts and seizing goods. Their first job of the day is in Telford, Shropshire, to enforce a judgment for a debt of almost £3,000 owed by a roofing business to a loan company.
Right, where are we going today then, Gar?
So, first call this morning on the way to Telford. Debtor is A1 Roofing Services.
How much do they owe?
£2,765.
If the defendant named on the writ, A. Tranter, can't or won't pay today, the agents can remove goods and vehicles to offset the debt.
Hello, looking for A. Tranter, please.
Who's that?
Sorry? High Court enforcement agents, we are.
I've got an A-Tranter here. Trantor?
Yep.
No,
Trantor.
no.
Looking for A1 Roofing Services.
No.
No?
I've just spoke to you on the phone.
As I said, High Court enforcement.
I spoke to a woman on the phone and I said, I've never heard of this. I've had letters which I've returned.
Okay.
Because there's no one at this address.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any proof that you're not at this address?
How can I prove that someone's not at this address?
Council tax bill, tenancy agreement, mortgage statement.
Wait there a sec, I'm just having the kitchen redone, so...
But Gareth's paperwork suggests that Mr. Tranter does live at this address. They need to investigate further.
You don't know this gentleman at all, do you?
No. I've heard of an A-Trantor.
Tranter. Okay.
I'm Tranter. This is what I was saying to
Okay. I'm guessing it's a spelling mistake. At the moment, I got reason to believe that A. Tranter lives at this property and A1 Roofing Services lives at this property. Probably the best way to get us off your doorstep now is just to let us into this property, have a quick look around. If we got reason to believe he's not here, then he'll leave.
I don't even know an A-Tranter. My husband is called Kay.
Okay.
Kenneth.
Does he own a company called A1 Roofing Services? He never has, does he?
No.
Is his husband inside the property at the moment?
Yeah, do you want me to go and get him?
Yeah, if you could please. Ask him to bring some ID down with him as well.
With the door open, Gareth and Craig take the opportunity to get inside the property. They must speak to the woman's husband to confirm whether he is the man named on the writ or whether this is a case of mistaken identity.
Hello, sir.
All right.
Hi, mate. High Court enforcement agents, we are.
Right.
We're looking for A. Tranter, A1 Roofing Services.
No, that says Trantor.
Kenneth Tranter, that's me.
Okay.
I'm Kenneth Tranter.
Are you anything at all associated to A1 Roofing Services?
No.
I can't believe this. This isn't even our flipping debt.
All we need to do is confirm that A1 Roofing's not here and then we'll leave you in peace. No, I'm
How are you going
happy.
to confirm it?
The easiest way for us to do that is to have a little look around, mate.
No, I'm
That's
not
the
happy
easiest
with
way.
that.
Just bear
I'm
with
not
me,
happy
pal.
with that.
The man claims he has a different first name and spells his surname differently. But when he returns carrying documents, he locks Craig out, leaving Gareth inside.
Can you open that door for my colleague, please, sir?
That's wrong, sir, mate. Step back in there, sir.
No, I'll open that door to my colleague.
No, you won't. No, it's like, no, you
Excuse me,
can't
mate, it's a
come
classic kidnapping.
fucking big baby, man. Just fucking get in there, will you?
If you want to kick off like that, we'll just look on the property. Not a problem, mate.
Fuck's sake, man.
Not a problem.
Despite the man's growing agitation, the agents can't leave until they're satisfied he's telling the truth.
That is who I am. Kenneth Tranter.
Kenneth.
Not A.
But Gareth spots his middle name written on one of the documents.
Kenneth Andrew Tranter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who I am.
The man confirms his middle name is Andrew, but Gareth suspects he could be using it as his first name.
I've got reason to believe A. Tranter is you, sir.
I'm Kenneth Tranter.
Kenneth Andrew Tranter. A. Tranter.
No, I'm Kenneth Tranter. That's who I am. I'll just show you that, okay?
Yeah. At the moment, I've got reason to believe, sir, you're the debtor and you're the person we're looking for.
I cannot get a loan. I am not allowed to get a loan.
Okay.
So if you've got a document with a loan signature on it, if you show me, I can prove it to you.
Okay, with the greatest respect, how would you know, if you're not A. Tranter, how would you know why we're here, sir?
Mr. Tranter's apparent knowledge that the debt is connected to a loan makes Gareth even more suspicious.
Mr. Tranter, okay, I'll explain to you because I got reason to believe you're the person we're looking for.
Mate, I haven't got a debt.
We're here with a High Court writ.
I haven't got a debt.
Okay, whether you acknowledge it or not, sir, okay, I got reason to believe it's you.
My name is Kenneth Tranter.
Andrew Tranter.
Kenneth Andrew. I am called Kenneth. I cannot sign nothing A. Tranter. I'm not allowed to.
Why is that, sir?
Because I'm called Kenneth. That's my legal name.
You're having a writ against your aunt.
So,
Right?
Okay.
Because
With the greatest respect,
somebody
you just called him Andrew.
No, I said you're having. I didn't say Andrew.
Okay, and
Yeah, and
Andrew, you went to call him. I thought you slipped up there.
rewind that for you.
and
Do you agree with me, mate? Do you agree with me?
I went and whatever. I'm not even going to go into
You're on
it.
drugs, man.
Fucking hell, it's ridiculous.
With yet more clues indicating that the man is known as Andrew, Gareth puts the pressure on. He wants to flush out his true identity once and for all.
And whenever you're talking to me, I'm taking everything in. And as soon as I see that one little glitch, I'll jump all over that. So you make sure you keep your story straight. Because if you're telling the truth, it'll always stay the same. You can hide from this as much as you want.
I'm not hiding anywhere, mate. I'm fucking working, you dick. You couldn't say what I'm doing.
Right, you're obviously not acknowledging this, mate. At the moment.
I'm not acknowledging anything because I don't know. Fuck all.
With tempers rising, will Gareth and Craig be able to get to the bottom of this complicated case and find out who the man really is? High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Craig Vernal were in Shropshire, chasing a debt of almost £3,000 owed to a loan company by A1 Roofing.
I've had letters for this, which I returned, so I wrote back, not known at this address.
The man they met claims he has a different first name and spells his surname differently.
I'm Kenneth Tranter.
Kenneth Andrew Tranter. A. Tranter.
No, I'm Kenneth Tranter. That's who I am. I'll just show you that, okay?
Tensions rose as the agents suspected the man was the defendant they were looking for.
I'm not acknowledging anything because I don't know. Fuck all.
Now Gareth and Craig need to try and get to the bottom of this mystery.
If I said to you now, open up the back of the van and we have a look in there, if you had nothing to hide, someone would just do that.
Do you want to have the van for you?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that would be great because if
The van is full of shit, mate.
So all we're saying, mate, is just cooperate with us a little bit and we can get our job done, we can get out of here.
There's all sorts in there.
Yeah, okay. What's the invoice book on the dashboard? Let's have a quick look, mate.
Carry on, pal.
Craig discovers an invoice made out to Andy Tranter.
Come on, mate. You use the name Andy, don't you?
No, mate, I'm caught.
Your name might be Kenneth, but your name's Andy. You use your Andy, mate. Day to day, you use Andy. I've seen enough. Sorry, mate, but I've seen enough of it.
The agents are confident they have enough proof that the man calls himself Andy and that he is the A. Tranter named on the writ.
I've done nothing.
The invoice book in the van is Andy.
I've got
Andy
an
Tranter.
invoice in there with one name on the Andy Tranter. I did that fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Using emotions is just part and parcel of the job. Once that's out of the way, that's when you start coming back down to the debtors level, having a decent chat with them, just to get the result you want.
Despite all the evidence to the contrary, Mr. Tranter is still standing his ground. But he can't provide proof that there's been a mistake made. His wife starts to cooperate with the agents.
Let's sort this.
Well, what do we do?
I don't know.
There's a couple of different options for you, sir. There's going to be a conclusion to this case today while we're here. You can either offer a payment, or we're going to look to seize and move assets from you. So at the moment, we're at stage 1, which is the lowest value it can be.
There's no way I can pay that, mate. There's no way in the world.
Okay.
I haven't got that sort of money.
With Mr. Tranter saying he can't pay, the agents have the right to seize goods to offset the debt.
You've had your opportunity to pay it. It'll now get progressed to stage 2. We'll now start to make an inventory of everything.
With payments looking unlikely, Gareth and Craig turn up the pressure and start listing the goods in the house.
And I got the TV, soundbar, Xbox, dining table and chairs, the van.
So we've got another Samsung TV.
But the value of the goods in the house and the van outside won't clear the almost £3,000 debt. And with the other vehicles apparently on finance, Craig gives him one last chance to pay off some of the money.
Can you get 50% of the debt?
Nah. Can you get 1,500 quid?
What about if I could get £1,000? And that's pushing, that's if I can.
Just gonna pop to the van, get a card machine.
Mr. Tranter's offer of £1,000 confirms Gareth's belief that they have got the right man after all.
We're better off taking the £1,000 and putting it in a monthly arrangement instead of removing goods and probably getting a £200 maximum at auction, in which they wouldn't pay anything then going forward. So at least we've got a guaranteed revenue then for the client. Fingers crossed, within 5 minutes we'll take a payment and we'll be out and on our way. Looking to make £1,000 on that card there, is there? I take the card off you, please. Thanks. Going forward, we're looking at about £400 a month payment.
Mr. Tranter has agreed to a payment plan to clear the rest of the debt.
Okay, sir, that's your copy. Keep all of that, keep it safe. Hopefully, you won't see us again, sir.
Have you got my email address?
I take whatever contact details you got, if I can take from you, sir.
Yeah. It is A. Tranter.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We've asked him for some contact details for him. The email address he's given us is A. Tranter.
Mr. Tranter must now stick to his payment plan. Otherwise, the agents will be back.
That's a great result. I can't believe it when you give the email address. Hey, Tranter.
Government figures released in 2016 reveal that the number of homeless families with children in temporary accommodation has seen a 50% increase since 2010. Last year, nearly 40,000 families were accepted as homeless by their local council. (3 p.m. Ealing, West London.
Nice day.
Yeah, lovely day today.
Nice change.
High Court enforcement agents Steve Pinner and Phil Short are on their way to carry out an eviction.
So it could be a sublet.
It could
or
be.
they could be the original tenants.
Yeah, it could be any number of things.
The tenants owe almost £10,000 in unpaid rent. But the agents aren't here to collect the money. Their job is to get the tenants out today.
What is this, a ground floor flat? Toll house?
It's just a shop.
It's what?
Looks like a shop. This is 108.
The address listed on the writ is a commercial property and not a residential address as the agents were expecting.
It's got to be the shop. Let me just clarify this. God forbid I break into somewhere that I shouldn't.
Steve calls the office to double check.
Sorry to trouble you, John. Just to clarify, this one in South Ealing is a shop. It's all closed up and locked, but yeah, it's a shop. Hello, sir.
Hi. We've been waiting for you around the back.
Oh, okay.
The landlord's agent arrives, and he has some surprising news for Steve and Phil.
Well, it's the back of the shop. It's what it is. We have illegal tenants in the back. They turned it into a flat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's clear that somebody has already started removing their possessions.
People in the shop have gone. It's the people in the shop who actually left these people here.
Okay.
So the people who are being evicted are the back.
It appears that the shopkeeper has sublet the back room to a family unlawfully.
Where are they? Hello? Hi. You know why we're here?
One of the subtenants, Mrs. Stivan, is at home with her baby.
This is a High Court writ giving us possession of this property. So you have to leave. You get an hour to get your personal effects, identification, any medication, close for a few days, and then you can take this down to the council. Possibly they'll help you. And then you can make an arrangement with the landlord to come back and collect the rest of your stuff. Okay? So, do you need people to call and help?
Yeah.
Okay, if you call them, ask them to get here very quickly.
Okay.
So we can do this. Okay. Excuse me, I just need to go through.
While Mrs. Stivan calls for help, Phil and Steve check if anyone else is living in the premises.
Midland Bank, what year? Is there any date on it?
It's old.
Oh, I know that, because Midland Banks have been out of business 20 years. Yeah. It's HSBC.
It becomes clear Mr. and Mrs. Stivan and their young baby have been living in a former high street bank.
This is quite impressive, this.
Complete with money vault and bulletproof door.
Is that what you call a panic room? Oh yeah, it's quite a solid section, that. The property market in London is so expensive, we are coming across people living in backs of shops, garages that have been converted, garden sheds that have been converted, just so they've actually got somewhere to sleep and live.
Mrs. Stivan claims she was unaware that there were any problems with her tenancy.
We always pay the rent, the shopkeeper. We always pay. We don't know the shopkeeper with the landlord problem. You know that. I think the shopkeeper not pay the rent or something with landlord.
As Mr. Stivan was in a low-paid job, this unconventional home was the only place the family could afford to rent.
Every day I go to the estate agency. They see the pay slip, the bank statement. They say you don't have lots of money. Only your husband working. Many worries with my child, husband in the work. What can I do?
A neighbour arrives to lend a hand.
She's doing one more thing left. I can help her.
You can help, you can take all of this.
No, I'm from inside outside, yeah?
But he can't offer them a bed for the night.
I can't help them. This is not easy. You're a family. If you're a single person, I can. But this is the family. It's difficult.
Yeah. 6 months.
6 months.
The problem is when people rent sometimes off the internet or wherever they find these landlords, 9 times out of 10, the landlord isn't the landlord, he's a tenant. So he's subletting to people to make money off of them and possibly not paying the landlord. All finished?
Yeah.
The eviction is nearly complete. Mrs. Stivan's husband has rushed home from work.
There's no information, anything. Okay, you have to move today. My wife will now working at the moment. My wife will means a problem coming out. I don't know idea. I don't know where you want to go now.
It's 4:30 p.m. The family are now homeless. Mrs. Stivan must leave quickly to get to the council's offices to apply for emergency accommodation before they close.
They look after the things. To close the 5 o'clock the council.
The family's only hope is that they're granted emergency housing for the night.
It's a shop. It's not a habitable place to live, especially with small children. So hopefully from here on they'll find somewhere a bit better.
Phil and Steve have dealt with a sensitive situation. But in Gareth and Craig's next case,
If payment is not made, we are going to be looking to seize and remove assets from you.
And I don't own anything.
they meet a woman whose debt is turning her life upside down.
An instant thing.
upset me so much. I can't believe that twat.
Personal debt in the UK is rising. Recent figures show that people owed almost £1.5 trillion in 2016. The average total debt per household, including mortgages, is almost £55,000. It's 7 a.m. and High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Craig Vernal are back on the road, this time in Carmarthenshire, Wales. They're chasing a debt of over £5,000 owed by Kerry Phillips.
We are off to a farm, going to see a Kerry Phillips in Treforest.
How much shield?
It is currently £5,652.40.
The debt is for an unpaid vet's bill.
Hello. Forest. It's a narrow little path, mate. Yeah.
Spotting 2 cars parked outside the house, the agents block them in. If they belong to the debtor, Kerry Phillips, they could be seized if she can't or won't pay today.
Dogs. Movement upstairs. Hi there.
Hiya.
Looking for Kerry Phillips, please.
Speaking.
High Court enforcement agents. It's to do with a High Court writ that's issued against you.
At this time in the morning.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on. Well, she's closed the door on us, but I can hear us shouting to someone else inside the address, so hopefully somebody else will come back out, or she'll come back out in a moment.
But then a man appears at the door, wanting to know what the debt is about.
Morning. I need to speak with Kerry just to ascertain that she's happy for me to discuss it with yourself. As long as she's happy to do it.
This time in the morning, no, because we haven't had any notification about it.
Okay, well, we've got a High Court writ that we're going to be enforcing here this morning. Unless I can speak to Kerry, I'm not going to discuss it with you, unfortunately. All right? If not, we'll enforce the writ now, sir.
Whenever a debtor has a partner there, sometimes it does actually work for them, where they can bounce off each other and come up with a resolution. But it can also do the opposite. It gets a lot more emotional and it makes the situation a lot more difficult.
After 10 minutes waiting outside, it seems that the couple don't want to cooperate. So Gareth and Craig decide to take a look around the farm for other assets they could seize to offset the debt.
Job at JCB?
Yeah.
Clean boots last night as well.
All part of the job, mate. Key, yeah. Careful now. Oh, we got a quad bike as well, mate. Make that 2 quad bikes, guy.
I got the key to the tractor as well.
Okay. I don't know what machinery like this would be worth because of its age. If this machinery was a lot newer, it would certainly be worth removing. But we'll work that out throughout the day and see where we go.
The agents hope that the threat of removing the farm equipment will prompt Kerry to pay.
Miss Phillips, you're going to engage with us now. Are you going to speak to us?
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant.
But I'm going through all the checks I've written to her, alright? So I'm writing them all down, so if you wait.
Has anything come off the balance at all? She's saying she's written checks.
Payments received since judgment or order?
0. Somebody's fibbing.
Kerry claims that after losing a county court judgment, she's been paying off her debt in instalments. But the agents have a High Court writ to enforce.
All right, mate.
She said it's okay for you to talk to me about it. How much is it over, mate?
Okay, so we're looking to recover £5,652.40.
She owes her 200 quid.
Okay.
So she's going through the checks now to prove it. And
that wouldn't be sufficient for us, mate. We're here with a High Court writ at the moment. So
why haven't we been warned about this?
You have been warned. Sufficient documentation has been sent to this address.
No, it's not.
Gareth and Craig need to get inside the property to verify that Kerry has been paying off her debt as she claims.
Well, look. Okay, don't let him through that door.
I'll go in this way, mate. It doesn't bother me either way.
Oh, it's alright. He's in. Bring the police in or someone. Alright, let me in. Look at that. The shotguns are coming out.
No, he's threatening guns, mate. Please, just bear with me, alright? If you was as organised with your checkbooks as you was with your bank statements, you pull your bank statements out now and show us. That's not unreasonable. A cheque coming out your bank will be on your statement.
If I could go in there now and prove it.
If everything's on electronic.
Go back 3 months.
What, have you paid anything in the last 3 months?
Yeah, like January.
I think January's a good.
Yeah,
well,
I got the...
Well, that's a start. Let's have a look at that.
Trying to torch anything, mate, to help you?
Kerry's partner searches their online bank statements to prove that they've been paying money to the claimant.
You can see we have been making the payment.
The problem we've got is we can see that you've been making cheque payments of £200, but who to? We don't know, do we?
Well, it's bullshit, isn't it? I'm not lying to you boys.
We just need to know where this £200 you were paying is for. Because it could be for rent or use of the land or anything like that. Do you get me? Whenever you walk inside a property, we're constantly scanning for information. We're constantly reading that person, what they're saying. Is there any little chinks in their armour they're lying about? So we're constantly looking for that one little thing that we can bite onto.
You have a look on any one of these check stubs, and when it says cunt, that's her. Well, her husband or boyfriend. Because the payments are not going to her, they're going to him.
Yeah.
The cheque stubs show that Kerry has been making payments to the claimant. Craig calls the office to try to get to the heart of the matter.
Oh, Craig, you're right, mate. John, what's the story here, mate?
There's some evidence here to show that they've been making cheque payments sent to the client. Now, they've got it on the bank statements. We've got nothing on the writ to say that any payments have been made.
Yeah, I'll try and contact the client now and call it back in 2 months, mate.
Brilliant. Thanks, John.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
While the agents wait for the office to call back, Craig wants to know more about the case.
Where does this debt come from?
Her dog.
Her dog.
Bit our dog.
It's all about the dog then, is it?
She came up here and had a dog loose on the yard. Her dog went for her and they had a massive fight. And her dog caught his leg in the drain down there and broke his leg. So she took me to court and I lost. So, but I have not.
And obviously this
on my payments, honest to God.
no, obviously this debt then is for the cost of like the vet's bill and everything. Yeah. Hello. Yep, no problems, mate. Leave it with me. 2 seconds.
The office calls back with some news.
I've entered in I put a credit on the system for the back payments made. The balance is £2,033 and 52 pence. Yeah.
Thanks very much, John.
Cheers, Craig.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
It seems that Kerry has been making substantial payments, but the claimant failed to notify the office. But she owes far more than the £200 she thinks is outstanding.
What's the verdict?
With the costs and the balance that's currently outstanding, it's now £2,033
Oh, get off.
and 52 pence.
It's a scam.
All right, so that's where we're at with it now.
He went with me big debit card, cash,
I got a
bank
debit
transfer.
card.
It's normally an instant
This
thing.
has upset me so much. I can't believe that twat.
Whenever somebody starts going into detail and you can see it as heartfelt and emotional, that's when you see that they are being genuine. You can see it has actually hurt them going through this circumstance. And when you start to sympathise with them, they can see that. And that's when you're both on the same level and you both get a better conclusion out of it.
The agents have been at the farm for over 2 hours. Kerry's partner decides to pay off the balance in full.
Brilliant. Job done. He's going to write you out a handwritten receipt now as well, so you've got both of them. Right then. Thanks for being decent, both.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Your next call is as nice as ours.
What do you think?
Nah.
Take it easy. You can open the van so I can put this file in it. The client's been waiting for their money since early 2014, it's a number of years, and we've got the matter concluded today. I think it's, for the client's point of view, it's a great result, and yeah, we're happy.
As business rates rise, a leading retail association reported this year that more than 1 in 4 UK shops could close by 2025. The situation is particularly acute in London, where commercial rents have risen by 180% in the past 5 years. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are in North London, chasing £30,000 worth of commercial rent arrears owed by shopkeeper Jerry Cantor.
And it's a dry cleaners with a tailor's inside it. He does have a 10-year lease, but that runs out in June this year.
So it might
I don't know what the possibilities are of collecting it, because he might just be thinking, well, I'll run the end of my lease and then toddle off into the sunshine.
Mr. Cantor has not paid full rent for 3 years, and now his landlord wants his money back. On their way in, Paul and Steve spot a Mercedes-Benz parked right by the shop. If it belongs to Mr. Cantor, it could be removed if he can't or won't pay.
Hello, sir. My name is Paul Bohill.
What can we do for you?
There's some rent outstanding for here.
Sit down because I'm disabled nowadays, I'm afraid. Oh, yes, what can we do for you?
Right, there's £30,000.
Yeah, well, we haven't got it.
Right. If the rent is not paid or a suitable arrangement come to, the landlord could be pursuing you to bankruptcy.
It wouldn't bother me, to be perfectly honest with you. No, it wouldn't bother me. Let's put it this way, Paul. I'm an honourable guy. I'm paying as much as I possibly can out of the business. You tell me what we can suggest, because it's very, very difficult for me.
Yeah.
I'm now 80.
Mr. Cantor has made his position clear. But Paul and Steve are duty-bound to get this £30,000 debt paid in either cash or goods today.
The reality is, if we don't collect the rent, we could seize the goods here. One of the items that we could seize is the Mercedes, which is parked outside.
Yeah, you wouldn't get too bothered for that.
Did you say you're not concerned about being made bankrupt?
No.
I think if I'm dealing with older people, it is a generation thing, so people are more likely to assume, quite rightly, that I've got a sympathetic view. The reality of the situation is that no matter how sympathetic I might be, we will still try to achieve the best result for the client. We will never ever prejudice the client's interests in favour of any other thing.
With payment looking unlikely, Paul goes outside to update the office.
We need to speak to the landlord to see if it's acceptable to him to remove the contents of the shop and take the car and sell them. All right, John. Thank you very much. The bloke appears to be a straightforward and honest person, if you like. If the landlord says we've got to shut the shop today and take it all away, I don't have a problem with that. I suppose the only concession we would make is we'd probably give him a lift home.
The office calls back, and Paul hears a very different side to the story.
Right, spoken to the landlord.
Yeah.
He's claiming that the guy's pulling the wool over his eyes. He says that in 2014, the defendant, Mr. Cantor, sold his flat for £715,000.
Yeah.
And he knows that there are funds available.
The obvious piece of kit that we would take today is the car.
Okay. I'll speak to the client and see if we can get that arranged for you.
Yeah, thanks very much. Bye.
It seems the agents are caught in the middle of an ongoing dispute. But will Paul and Steve be able to recover the £30,000 they came for? Paul Bohill and Steve Penner were in North London to collect £30,000 worth of commercial rent arrears owed by a tailor.
What can we do for you?
There's some rent outstanding for here.
The debtor, Mr. Cantor, claimed he wasn't concerned that his livelihood was at risk.
The landlord could be pursuing you to bankruptcy.
It wouldn't bother me.
He said he couldn't pay.
£30,000.
Yeah, well, we have.
But after a phone call to the office, Paul heard a very different version of events.
The defendant, Mr. Cantor, sold his flat for £715,000.
Now Paul goes to tell Mr. Cantor just what his landlord has said.
Right, I'll give it to you exactly as the officer's given it to me. The landlord thinks you're lying because you sold your house 2-3 years ago for £750,000, and you're obviously sitting on a gold mine you can afford to pay, and they want us to continue to take your car away, take everything away. Now, really.
I'm disabled.
Yeah. Have you got a disabled badge?
Yeah, it's in the car.
Sorry, okay. Because you've got a disabled badge, we won't take the car.
With Mr. Cantor's car out of bounds, Paul presses once more for payment.
Is there any figure today that you could possibly raise that might...
Well, certainly the working capital raise would be about £5,000 or something like that.
If you were to pay £5,000, I could give that to the office pretty much as a sensible...
I'll tell you what, I can do this.
Okay.
It just takes away any capital, any bills that I've got to pay, which I can actually delayed for a while. You've talked yourself into that. That's come from you, and I think it's a sensible suggestion. Would you be able to go to the bank if we run you to the bank or some variation of that to actually draw out the money? Yeah. Why not? All right, we're not busy, but people are coming in there, and I can't close it, and I'm not prepared to do it. I'll ring him back and just tell him to instruct the auctioneers then. If I'm confronted with someone who's obviously been in the business for a long time, somebody who might still be older than me, it always is likely to become a personal fencing situation. But it's my experience that I always win.
Paul's tough stance makes Mr. Cantor think again.
The alternative is if I give you a debit card. Can that work?
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
Let me just talk to the office first, because we still haven't got the OK for this money.
Steve rings the office again to see whether the landlord will accept Mr. Cantor's offer of £5,000 together with a payment plan for the balance.
£5,000 a year is unacceptable. This is stepping right direction. Can you forward over some photographs of the items we're looking at?
Yeah.
Copy of the inventory, and then I'll speak to the client, the landlord in this case, and see which way they want to go with that.
OK, well, give me 5 minutes and I'll come back to you. You've got to feel sorry for the fella inside. He's 80 years old. He's struggling with this. In all fairness, he'd like to walk away, but it's in his name. That's down to the landlord's choice to what he wants to do. I don't think I'd be wanting to struggle when I'm 80 at that age.
It's not good news for Mr. Cantor.
He said the 5,000 is not going to be accepted by the landlord.
They won't, okay.
As Mr. Cantor won't increase his offer, Steve starts to take photos of the assets in the shop to send to the claimant. It'll be up to them to decide whether they want to clear the business out to get their money back or change their mind and accept Mr. Cantor's £5,000 offer.
It's all right, you're not in it, Jerry. It is sad when you see people who have worked hard all their life and then gradually they're fading out with work, with one thing or another, and then they're actually falling on hard times.
Minutes later, the office calls back with the landlord's decision.
Yes, the landlord will go with £5,000 today.
Yeah.
And then it will be £1,000 a month moving forward.
Explain, Steve, go on.
If you pay the 5,000 and then 1,000 a month.
But I've agreed to that.
Yeah. And I will now pass you over to Mr. Cantor, Jerry, and he'll run through the card with you. That's Jane.
With £5,000 today and £1,000 monthly payments, Mr. Cantor's debt should be cleared in 2 years.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Steve. That's gone through.
See you then.
Take care. Look after yourself.
Thank you very much for your help, Steve.
The case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Cantor defaults on his monthly payments, the agents will be back.
We knew if we pushed him a little bit more, we would get a better result. So we had to go through part of the ritual dance. And eventually he did what we really wanted him to do. He volunteered the payment of £5,000.
Next time, Stuart and Ian confront a man in crisis.
Are you able to make payments, sir?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's fine.
Now shut up!
While Paul and Steve handle the fallout of a bitter breakup.
Now I'm left with nothing, and she still wants to have something off my table that I haven't got.
Threats.
Oi!
Get out!
Anger.
Call the policeman. Call the policeman!
Desperation.
I've lost everything. I've no house, I've no nothing.
What happens when debt
I am not going to pay it! End off!
tracks you down?
You're robbing me, really?
Up and down the UK.
Oh, you can't say that. Don't be taking my equipment.
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
Leave that, sir.
Don't.
Leave it.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
My heart is beating.
Because if you can't pay,
I'm a single woman, I haven't got it.
they'll take it away. Since the beginning of the decade, over 70% of small and medium-sized businesses in the UK have been involved in a commercial dispute of some kind. Businesses incur costs averaging £17,000 in an attempt to resolve them. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are on their way to Hales Owen in the West Midlands to recover a debt owed by shopkeeper Mr Santok Bahia.
He owes £10,496.67.
5 months ago, Mr Bahia was found guilty of fraudulently taking a deposit off the claimant towards the sale of a property.
He sold his shop to somebody, took deposits off them with no intention of actually selling the shop to them.
Mr Bahia was given a community service sentence and ordered to pay back the deposit plus court costs. But the money hasn't been paid. Now Matt and Gary are here to get payment in full today.
It's a tight door, isn't it? Hello there. How you doing? I'm looking for Santok Bahia. Is that yourself, sir? My name's Mr Highway, sir. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. It's an outstanding balance of £10,496.67.
No, but my solicitors are dealing with that. If you speak to my solicitor, I'm sure my solicitor will be able to put you wise.
Yeah. I've not met a solicitor yet that can override a High Court writ.
Can I just speak to my solicitor because
Of course you can, yeah. There's a copy for you. All right. Well, hang on while you give him a call if you like.
Hello, Bell. So what was the outcome? I got these bailiffs in here asking for 10 grand. It was nowhere near that. I need, because these lads are in and they need to be satisfied and whatever needs to be done. Because I don't want this to escalate us. It's like, I'll wait. Okay, mate. Thanks, Bell.
The solicitors are your advisors, aren't they?
Yeah.
But when you've got a piece of paper in front of you from the High Court that states that amount, that's the judgment order. Yeah. Whether your solicitors think it's right or wrong or indifferent is not relevant, is it?
No, of course it is, because
well, it's not.
You know, people do try to fob us off. People do try to find a way around the enforcement process, and I think what they forget is that, you know, we do this job every day of the week, and you know, any way of evading the debt or evading paying the debt we've seen before, and we have ways around it.
30 minutes later, Mr Bahia's solicitor calls back.
Go, mate.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, it's Mr Highway, High Court Enforcement. How can I help?
I do understand your position. You're there to do the job, obviously, to collect money from the High Court writ. You don't know the background, you don't know the situation.
The solicitor says Mr Bahia is in the process of appealing against the court's decision.
Unfortunately, at this point in time, we've got a writ against your client. I'm here to enforce this judgment I've got in front of me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now the agents need Mr Bahia to understand he must pay the £10,500 he owes today.
You need to start making efforts to raise some money, sir.
No, I'm saying I ain't got it now. I haven't got it on me.
What sort of money are you able to raise?
Now, probably about £1,000. I'm looking at, that's like getting some people. I've only got about 50, 60 quid.
Mr Bahia, I'm going to wait till 11 o'clock, that's 10 minutes. If you're able to get £3,000, then I will speak to the client and we will look at putting the rest on an arrangement for you. All right? But for less than that, I'm removing goods. It's as simple as that. So you do what you want in the next 10 minutes.
I mean, okay,
that's up to you. That's the deadline.
The clock is ticking, but instead of trying to raise the £3,000 Matt has asked for, Mr Bahia tries to strike another deal.
I've got a debit card.
Yeah.
And on that debit card,
Yeah.
right, I've got £1,500.
Right.
Right, and that's
Okay.
it.
Why don't they pay their debts? Because they believe they can evade it. They believe that there's somewhere or other they're going to get around paying this amount of money. Unfortunately, the court's made them liable for it, and they are liable for it. They've got to pay.
Mr. Bahia's time to try and raise funds is nearly up, but he's still attempting to negotiate with the agents.
Matthew, I'm a fair bloke.
Yeah.
If I can get you, I can go and get the 15 now, and if you come back Monday.
I can't do that, okay?
I think I've made a very good offer to you, 15
Right.
and 15 Monday, or
Yeah.
even tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, 15
No,
tomorrow.
It needs to be today, sir.
Not today, it's physically impossible.
Get an inventory sorted and we'll get removal sorted.
The deadline has come and gone. The agents now have no choice but to start an inventory of assets in the shop.
Just let him pass you, buddy, for a second, would you? Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
But then Gary finds a box full of carrier bags hidden behind the counter.
That's mine, mate.
Leave that, sir.
Don't.
Leave it.
And Mr. Bahia suddenly becomes
I've got to get
agitated.
into it, mate, to get a card out.
Just
leave it, sir.
He'll give you it back if he needs to give you something out of that. That's fine. Don't, whatever you do, don't obstruct the enforcement agent in his duty, okay? Because that's criminal offence and I'll call police for that, all right? And then they will attend because I'll call
It's
them.
all paperwork.
All right, well, that's fine.
Sir, just back off. It's bag after bag.
It's in paperwork, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Is it quite important paperwork, is it?
Yeah.
Because it's just full of bags.
That's what I'm saying.
But as Gary investigates the contents, he makes a surprising discovery.
There's cash there, sir, as well. That's been seized.
Now, let's move it all out the way then.
The bags appear to be stuffed with cash.
What you need not to be doing, you don't need to be obstructing him because I'll call police.
So I need to go through them.
More cash.
Well, what you doing with that?
It's seized, sir.
Seizing, sir. It's cash.
This ain't my money.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it's here and it's being seized at the moment.
There appears to be thousands of pounds stuffed into numerous envelopes.
There's 800 there.
No, but the thing is, it's not
Sir,
mine.
don't touch. Did we find it in the property?
Yeah.
And it's seizable.
But it's not my money.
So what are you doing with somebody else's money here?
Because they leave it with me.
Right.
They've got the shopkeepers here. We've got a
Right.
committee. Do you want them to turn up?
Then great.
Do you want them to turn up?
With Mr. Bahia getting increasingly agitated and threatening to call more people to the shop, Matt calls the police.
Police emergency.
Hello there, my name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Could do with police presence if we can.
This straightforward case has taken an unexpected turn.
You're robbing me, really?
Surrounded by thousands of pounds of cash and with the possibility of a confrontation, Matt and Gary will have to do all they can to keep the situation under control. Gary Ball and Matt Highway were in Hales Owen in the West Midlands, chasing payment for a debt of nearly £10,500 owed by Mr. Santok Bahia.
There's Mr. Highway, sir, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Mr. Bahia said he couldn't pay.
Not today. It's physically impossible.
But when the agents started an inventory of goods to seize,
That's mine, mate.
Leave that, sir.
Don't.
they found carrier bags stuffed with cash.
There's cash there, sir, as well. That's been seized.
This ain't my money.
Right.
But Mr. Bahia claimed the money belonged to other shopkeepers.
Do you want them to turn up?
Great.
Do you want them to turn up?
With the possibility of a confrontational situation, Matt called the police.
We've seized quite a large amount of cash from the property.
Now, 20 minutes after they were called, the police arrive.
Good afternoon, you alright?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
My name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent, and a colleague, Mr. Ball. We're here today with a writ from the High Court against this gentleman. The gentleman was very cagey about us going anywhere near this bag. We managed to move it to the other end of the shop. My colleague opened it and there's a large amount of cash in there. We've counted that, it's come to, what was it, mate?
£6,830.
So just shy of 7,000 quid.
Yeah.
We've seized that now, but at that point in time, the gentleman was buzzing around us quite a lot. So you can see I've got a bit concerned about our welfare and safety. So I've asked you guys to attend if that's all right.
With the police present, Matt and Gary must get this case resolved quickly. Mr. Bahia hasn't shown them any proof the money doesn't belong to him. And the seized cash will cover almost £7,000 of Mr. Bahia's debt. But there's still over £3,500 left to pay.
You able to pay the rest of this debt, sir? Either no, or can you make arrangements to pay the rest of the balance?
Well, I can make arrangements.
Yeah, what would that be?
Well, about £200 a month.
£200 a month.
Yeah, £300 a month.
£300 a month.
Matt calls the office to see if the claimant will accept Mr. Bahia's offer.
Hey mate, you alright? Yeah. Okay, so I'm at the property at the minute. The gentleman is making an offer for the remainder of the balance at £300 per month. Can we just find out what the client wants us to do with that one?
I'll see what they say, and then I'll get straight back to you later.
Okay, mate. Thank you. Cheers. Do you understand the client's not under any obligation at all to accept your offer?
But then, Mr. Bahia decides to call the claimant directly himself.
I wish I'd have done this in the first place. You know when you not turning up? I wish I'd have fucking done that. Well, none of this would have happened.
What's she saying?
She says, yeah, I'm happy.
He alleges the claimant has agreed to his offer.
Oh, here we go.
But then Matt gets a call back from the office.
Hello?
Hi, Matt.
Hi, mate.
Yes.
I take it you've had a call from the client. Alright. So there's no offer of an arrangement coming from the client. She wants payments in full, and that's it.
The agents have now been on the premises for over 3 hours. After the lie about the claimant accepting his payment plan, Matt gives him a final ultimatum.
If you can get 2 no, and the rest by Monday, then I'll not remove.
Are you going to have 2 now?
There's the deal. You need to find the money, otherwise I'll organise removal and we'll get this shop emptied.
Faced with the prospect of losing the stock, Mr. Bahia decides to pay up.
Get the card machine, mate. He's going to do this in a second.
Oh,
think? Yeah. Okay, but just check the amount at the top, 2,000, and enter your PIN number for me, sir. Right then, sir. Thank you.
The agents have collected almost 9 of the £10,500 owed. But if Mr. Bahia doesn't pay the remaining £1,500 in 4 days' time, the agents will be back.
Thanks, officers. Really appreciate your help. Okay, thank you. I don't think there was anything to worry about in the end, but it's just better safe than sorry, wasn't it? Great detective work with Gary there, finding the bag of load of money in. And people often don't realise that we're able to seize cash, the same as any other assets. So, good day, well enforced.
A leading charity reports that the number of people seeking advice about their debts has more than doubled since 2009. Last year, the average amount owed reached an 8-year high and now stands at nearly £15,000. 6:45 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Rhyl, North Wales.
Right, young Vic, I dragged you out of bed this morning, early doors.
We like early doors, don't we?
They're on their way to recover a debt of just over £4,500 owed by Miss Sian Banks in court fees after a dispute over a property deal. But this isn't the first time Stuart has visited this address.
I went to this case on Friday, and this woman came to the door and said her name was Karen.
Right.
Showed me utility bills and everything. And she was like, I've never heard of a Sian Banks.
Suspicious that the woman wasn't telling the truth, Stuart made some further enquiries following the visit. And the claimant sent them a photo.
Right. And that is the defendant, Miss Sian Banks, is the person that I spoke with on the door on Friday.
It seems that the woman could have shown Stuart another family member's documentation.
It's this house here, mate, on the right here. Lovely house.
Now the agents need to confront Miss Banks about her deceit and get this case resolved one way or another.
Right, let's go. Wake up.
Let's go.
Got an envelope or anything in there? Yes.
But this case is not going to be straightforward.
Taking the fucking piss or what, mate?
Alright. We're after Miss Banks. No, we're after Miss Banks, mate.
Doesn't live here, Town Garden.
You what, sorry?
Doesn't live here.
Well, she does, because I saw her on Friday. I saw her on Friday.
No, she doesn't.
She does, I saw her on Friday, mate. We've already spoke to the claimant. No, we're not going anywhere, mate. Here it is. Alright, coming out the back. We're not, mate. We've got a High Court writ to be here, pal. Yeah, it's your property, but we've got a High Court writ to be here, sir. It does, mate. We have, yes. We're not trespassing. We've got a High Court writ, sir. No, we've got a High Court writ, sir, which gives us the right to override any trespass laws.
So my fucking property,
Yeah.
my house,
Yeah.
next up in my fucking garden.
Yeah.
You ruin my fucking
Right, alright.
I'll smash your fucking head
Right,
in.
honestly,
You're
right.
in out.
Oi,
Get in here now.
No,
Open the
no, we'll stay here at the moment. No, we'll stay here at the moment.
Open the gate to get in here.
No, we'll stay here at the moment.
What you fucking got on the back? Get in the garden.
But she was.
No, we'll stay here, mate. We're not going.
Get in the garden.
Right, alright.
Get out my garden.
Right, we'll go. Alright, we're going.
Get out.
The man hasn't told the agents who he is, but as he's in a volatile state, they call the police.
Let's phone the police, sir.
Yeah.
I need immediate police assistance, please. We've turned up to an address to execute a High Court writ, and we've been met with a gentleman who started to throw goods, so we need immediate police assistance for breach of the peace. We're not in this job to get hurt. We're not in this job to get injured in any way, shape or form. The best thing to do is, once that something like that has happened, is just to take a step back, phone the police, and hopefully the presence of the police will actually calm the situation down, rather than us being there aggravating the situation even more.
20 minutes later, the police arrive.
Yeah, here they are now. Thank goodness.
Morning, officers. That's ourselves, High Court Enforcement Agents.
Hi there.
We came here Friday. We're looking for Miss Sarn Banks. She said her name was somebody else. We've come to the house today to obviously try and speak to Sarah. He says she doesn't live here. As we go into the properties, then become violent. So we just need police assistance just for breach of the peace, really, mate. That's all.
You're not really wishing to make any complaint?
No.
So shall we go and give it a knock?
Yeah, go and give it a knock.
With the police now present, the agents hope the man will have calmed down, so they can find out whether Sean, the debtor, lives at the address.
I'll speak to you now. You come in here, yeah? Come on.
Yeah, no problem.
Stuart shows the man the photo of the debtor he was sent by the claimant.
Does my accounts. She works for me. That is it. She doesn't live here. She does my accounts for me. That's it.
I've been here and I've seen her.
You've seen her?
I
You've
spoke to
seen
the
her
claimant.
When?
When I came to the door on Friday.
Well, she works
and
here.
then she texted.
She's employed by me.
Despite the man's claims, this is the address on the writ, and the agents are duty-bound to continue enforcement.
We've got a writ to execute here.
You're not executing a writ here because she doesn't live here.
So you need to get in contact with her.
Doesn't live here.
You need to get in contact
No,
with her.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. She doesn't live here. Get out of my house.
No, I'm staying here at the moment, sir.
No, you won't.
I will be.
I want him out while I do it.
You're staying here at the moment. Okay. You need to get in contact with her and get her to pay it. Simple as that.
She's not going to pay it. I am not going to pay it.
Okay.
End off. Get out of the house.
Once we are inside the property, you can be as aggressive or as angry as you want. We've got a High Court writ to execute, whether you want it to or not. We need to get this matter resolved.
You need to calm it down, okay? Start thinking rationally, okay?
Rationally?
Okay?
Rationally, really?
Because then we can get the matter resolved, otherwise they're staying here, okay?
Despite the police presence, the man still refuses to cooperate. So the agents have no choice but to start making an inventory of goods they could seize if he can't prove they don't belong to the debtor.
We need to see assets in the property and they will ask him for proof of it.
But then suddenly, the man gets the debtor, Sean, on the phone.
Hello, is that Sarn? Hello? Hello there, it's Mr. McCracken. We spoke on Friday. I'm not going around in circles with this, okay? You're the person that I spoke with on Friday, okay? So we're here now in the property to take control of goods unless payment is made. So at the moment, we're here to collect a balance of £4,584. If not, we are instructed to remove goods. We're not at the wrong house, okay? So let's not go around in circles, okay? So I'm going to give you 20 minutes to raise some funds, okay? If not, we're going to start taking control of goods.
While Stuart and Vic wait to see whether Sian will pay, they continue their inventory.
Okay, there's one teddy there, that's fine.
But now realising the agents aren't going to go away, the man reveals the whole picture.
Lived there, yeah, years ago.
Okay, that's fine.
I've all the stress and the adult a couple of years ago, when it all started going to court and everything, the press got too much, you know.
So take it she comes and looks after the kids and things like that?
She looks after the kids for a week, yeah.
Okay.
He then shows the agents some documentation.
Another bill there in my name there. Okay. Now, how much information do you want?
I've got bank statement here at the moment.
The documents are in the man's name, John Foster, and are proof enough that the goods in the house do belong to him and can't be seized.
That's fine, risky enough.
Now the 20-minute deadline for Sian to make a payment has come and gone. And as Mr. Foster hasn't passed on her new address, the agents have no choice but to ask the office to trace her and issue a new writ.
She needs to contact us, John.
You need to do more legwork now, don't you? Find out where she is.
Right, I'll leave you to it, John, anyway. Sadly, on paper, there's nothing we can do.
Just have to go and do more traces.
Stuart and Vic have had to face a highly charged situation. And in Gary and Matt's next case, they meet a woman whose debts
my heart is beating.
Are turning her life upside down.
She's in a hell of a lot of trouble in her.
The number of single parents approaching a leading debt charity for help has doubled over the last 4 years. In 2015, over 60,000 single parents sought advice with their debts, with the average amount owed exceeding £10,000.
Next, mate, we have got Miss Aisha Best.
High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Winson Green, Birmingham, chasing a debt of just over £3,500 owed by Aisha Best for an unpaid loan.
If we can find the O's through the fog, that is.
When Ms. Best failed to make her repayments, the claimant escalated the case to the High Court.
Is it this one here? That's that road, isn't it?
Now the agents have been instructed to collect payment or remove goods to offset the debt today. Nobody appears to be at home.
It's hard to tell where the property starts and ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, madam. Morning. Can I speak to Aisha Best, please? Is that yourself, man? Can you pop down for us? Thank you. Hello, morning. Miss Best, is it?
My heart is beating.
Is it? Okay, just take a moment. Take a moment, then we'll crack on, alright? You alright, yeah?
No.
Alright. Alright, so my name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent, okay. So I've been asked to attend the property today with a High Court writ. Are you aware of this?
Yeah.
You are. At the present moment there's £3,555 and 2 pence outstanding. Can you raise some funds and get this paid?
Not today like that.
Okay. I see you shaking. Do you want to get a drink or something and just be happy if we sat down for a minute and talked about it? Yeah? See what we can sort out.
The agent's visit has clearly come as a shock. Matt needs her to understand what she needs to do next.
So let's call you Aisha, yeah? And Matt. Alright. So it's been escalated now to a High Court writ. Well, that obviously it commands me to come to the property today to either collect payment or to seize goods to the value of. Obviously we'd rather avoid that if humanly possible.
I know, but there's no way that I'm gonna get 3,000, whatever it is.
So what was this? This was a loan, was it?
Yeah,
You couldn't keep up repayments or lose your job or?
A lot of things.
Was it?
But to be fair, I didn't correspond with them how I should have.
Yeah.
Aisha, a single parent with 2 children, works full-time, but she's been struggling with her bills.
How much are you bringing in each month?
About 282 a week.
So you're looking at about what, 1,100 a month?
Doing this job, we meet people from all ends of the spectrum, from the very, very rich to the people who are, on the breadline. I think when people are in that position, you've got a huge amount of empathy for them. It's not for me to judge, it's for me to deal with them in the right way, deal with them how I'd want to be dealt with myself. If you can raise funds and we can work with you, then we will.
The last thing we want to do today is start taking things out of the property.
And we're happy to give you time, happy to give you, if you need to make some calls, then make some calls. Alright. Thank you. At this point in time, we're weighing up the situation. She's a carer. She's got 2 children there. She's not on thousands of pounds a week. £3,500 is a lot of money to find. So we're going to try and work with her if we can, as much as we can.
5 minutes later, after making some phone calls, Aisha's been offered some help.
Right, I need to go.
Where do you need to collect money from?
I need to go to Handsworth.
Handsworth. Okay. Because you understand, obviously, now we're here, we're not allowed to go anywhere, don't you?
But let's have a little bit back to the video.
All right, mate.
As the agents wait for Aisha, they spot letters scattered around the living room.
Let's draw the debt line.
The letters are connected to other debts in Aisha's name.
She's in a hell of a lot of trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've got every debt collection agency known to man on the floor there, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. This job does take you to, the front line of what's happening in this country with debt. Good, honest people who have got themselves into one hell of a mess. It's really hard to see, especially when they're trying their best for their family.
They're back.
An hour after leaving the house, Aisha returns.
How are we doing?
I don't know.
You don't know. Let's take count.
Aisha has managed to raise some funds, but she doesn't seem to know how much.
These and count. 1.
Do you want me to count?
Yeah, they are 100 bucks. What's there?
250. 147 250. They've got there.
Aisha has raised almost £1,500 of the £3,500 she owes.
Aisha, then going forward, obviously this is not the full amount, is it?
No.
Matt needs to find out more about her financial situation before he can assess how she could pay off the balance.
There's bits and pieces, letters, bits and pieces around. There's the more debt, there's the more issues, yeah.
You've not been reading my letter?
Well, it's part of our job just to have a look at the situation.
Because I have got debts and whatever. But obviously this debt's been afterwards, all the other debts.
Yeah. I think key to it is just try to talk to people.
I know, but it's
hard, I know.
Bury your head in the sand.
Mate, I know, it's hard. Been there, done it.
Really got anyone to blame but myself.
Yeah. It's not for me to judge, it's for me to deal with them in the right way, look at the circumstances. Single mother, debt's coming out of her ears, you can't really see any end to it. To her, you're just one of a long list of people queuing up.
What's a good monthly or weekly, fortnightly figure that we could give to the claimant? You know, you could afford without getting yourself into, you know, any more difficulties.
I think probably just accept £100 a month.
Alright, well I'll do, I'll give the client a call then, explain where we are so far. Alright, let's just go into this, be set.
Matt steps outside to see whether Aisha's offer of £100 a month is acceptable to the claimant.
The lady has raised funds. She's gone to every avenue she can think of. So I've got a down payment of it's a strange amount, 147,250.
1,472.50.
That's it, mate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as assets here are concerned, there's very little. She's a single parent, 2 children, one age 14, one age 3.
Okay, and how much is she offering?
She's offering £100 per month.
I would suggest you go with it.
Thank you, Jane.
Oh,
Thanks.
All right, darling.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
With the offer accepted, all the agents have to do is complete the paperwork. But as it will take Aisha 20 months to pay off the balance, there are tough times ahead.
Is there any paperwork for me?
Yeah, I'm just going to give you a receipt for your money now, mate. And what I'll do, I'll put the details on there of what you need to do, who you need to ring. As long as you stick to that arrangement, you won't see us again. If there's an issue, pick up the phone, ring somebody, speak to somebody. All right, mate. All right. Just please speak to somebody if there's an issue.
Okay, I will.
Right, all right, take care.
The case is resolved for now. But if Aisha doesn't stick to the payment plan, the agents will be back.
I think we're both just a bit concerned though about the level of debt that you know Aisha's found herself in. She's clearly struggling. You know, single parent. But, you know, there's debt collection letters left, right, and centre.
I think she will sort herself out. It might take her 20, 21 months, you know, of paying £100 to sort herself out. But hopefully now she sees that, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
A recent survey shows that 25% of the UK's small and medium-sized businesses are worried about their growth prospects, and it's taking a personal toll on the people who run them. Nearly 20% of company owners resort to their own private savings to keep their enterprises afloat. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Burnley, Lancashire, to recover £2,500 owed by a beauty salon, Blissful Bodies, to a dissatisfied customer. But this isn't the first time the agents have tried to enforce this writ.
So Vic, Blissful Bodies.
Blissful indeed.
Last time the agents visited, the owner of the salon, Claire Greaves, wasn't there. The agents left paperwork informing her that if the debt wasn't paid within 24 hours, they would return to remove goods.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go do it.
But the deadline for payment has now come and gone, and Stuart and Vic are back to resolve this case for good.
Go, Vic, go.
Oh. Is Claire here?
Claire? No, she's not here, sorry.
Wait, is she coming in?
She's not due in today, no.
The debtor is absent again. Vic tries to get her on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, can I please speak to Claire?
Speaking.
Oh, hi Claire, it's Vic. I'm here with Stuart, High Court enforcement agent. Is there any way you can make a payment today?
No, I don't have anything to make a payment. The business is hardly staying open. There is nothing to pay you.
Well,
if you take the machines, there's even less chance of you getting any money because there is no money.
There's a reason now for you to discuss this case with us and potentially come to some kind of arrangement. That's the opportunity I want to give you now.
But how much is the bill?
At the moment, it's £2,594.
Hasn't paid, it's 3,280.
I haven't got it. I can't get you money that I haven't got. I'm a single mum with 3 children. I haven't got it. There's no money. I've got about 100 quid in my bank account. That's it. There's just no money to give you.
Okay, well, it's not going to stop us taking any further action today.
But you can't take the stuff that's on the lease agreement. It's not mine.
No,
The guy who's coming down now, who I lease the stuff from, is on his way and he'll be there in 5 minutes.
That's fine.
Claire claims that most of the equipment in the shop is leased from another company. But unless the leasing company can show the agents proof that they are the rightful owner of the assets, Stuart and Vic can still seize them.
With the business, the reality is if we do remove goods, it's going to affect the staff, it's going to affect the defendant, it's going to affect the business isn't going to be able to trade anymore, which means there isn't going to be an income for the defendant, but it's just one of the weapons in our arsenal that we do have to use to make them realise that we have got a writ of control and we will have to remove goods.
5 minutes later, the leasing company representative arrives.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Alright, mate.
Good, yeah, good. Mr. McCracken, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Mr. McCracken, happy days.
And everything. I didn't catch your name.
It's Dr. Paul Martin, Esquire.
Oh, lovely. Right, okay.
Cracking, innit? Cracking.
Okay. Just regards to these goods, mate.
As long as you take their goods, you can control their goods all you want, but not mine.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
Fine.
Show me some.
Not mine.
Okay, show me some documentation.
I don't need to show you.
Prove to me right now that these goods.
Prove to you anything.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer, sir.
Why do I need to prove to you that
because you claim it's your goods.
I'm trying to steal my stuff.
I'm not trying to steal.
You are.
It's not theft at all. We're seizing on behalf of somebody else for payment.
If you think you can start taking my equipment out of here that's mine, crack on, and I'll ring the police because then that's...
Ring the police, sir. Ring the police.
Well, not until you start doing it, because it's not theft until you start doing it, is it?
Mr. Knighton refuses to show the agents any evidence to prove he owns the equipment in the salon. Stuart must now try and make him understand the agent's authority.
Okay, the writ says you're now commanded to seize the execution of goods and chattels and other property of the defendant, which is blissful bodies.
That's correct. The chattels of blissful bodies you can quite happily take. Anything that doesn't belong to me. I'm telling you, it's theft. If you take mine, and I will issue proceedings against your company for theft.
You take it up with the police, sir. Once we remove these goods, you take it up with the police.
Once you try to start to move my stuff, I will stop you, because that's my right, so now you need to leave.
No, I'm not leaving, sir. I'm not leaving.
We're breaking the law, so...
Right, phone the police.
I don't need to ring them.
You just said I've broken the law.
You are breaking the law.
Okay, I'm breaking the law.
Now I'm within my rights to perform a citizen's arrest and hold you against your will.
With no proof that the man, Mr. Knighton, is telling the truth about owning the goods,
You've got to start going around listing things.
Stuart and Vic start the removal process.
Oh, you can't take my... Don't be taking my equipment. That's my equipment.
As I've already explained, sir.
I'm not bothered. If you try and take my equipment, go and plug it back in.
I'm not plugging anything in, sir.
Look, I'm going to have to ring police. They're going to try and take my equipment, so that's not happening. Alright, see you later. Bye. Oh, give me key for this door.
Are you the landlord? Are you the landlord?
I'm the owner of
Are you the landlord of this property?
I'm the owner of the property. If you try and take it...
I'm asking.
I'm telling you. Are you?
No, I'm asking.
Well, I'm more than the landlord than you. I've got the landowner's permission, which means that's me. I'm going to lock it, and that's allowed. So it's mine.
With Mr. Knighton now threatening to lock the agents in the shop, Stuart calls the police.
I need immediate police assistance, please. Yeah, I need immediate police assistance, please.
You don't own the property, so you're not locking this door.
I'm within my rights to use as much reasonable force as necessary to effectively stop you from breaking the law. That's my right.
The situation is in danger of spiralling out of control.
If I think reasonable force is to lock you in, then hey, that's my right.
With tempers escalating, it will take all of Stuart and Vic's tenacity to stop this case turning ugly. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Burnley, Lancashire, to recover just over £1,600 owed to a dissatisfied customer.
It's clear, yeah?
Company director Claire Greaves said she couldn't pay.
I haven't got it. I can't get you money that I haven't got. I'm a single mum with 3 children. I haven't got it.
And then claimed the goods in the salon weren't hers.
You take the stuff that's not on a lease agreement if you have to. There's nothing else you can do about that. But you wait for the guy to turn up whose machines they belong to.
Okay.
Then a man arrived claiming that he owned the assets in the shop.
Prove to me right now that these goods...
Prove to you anything.
Then we can take it, sir.
And when the agents started to remove the goods,
Whoa, you can't take don't be taking my equipment. That's my equipment. Now I'm within my rights to perform a citizen's arrest.
the man threatened to lock them in.
Give me key for this door.
Please, what's your emergency name?
Yeah, I need immediate police assistance, please.
Now, faced with an escalating situation, Stuart has phoned the police.
Hello, officer. Basically, we're High Court enforcement agents. We have got a writ to take control of goods. Okay, and then Blissful Bodies Limited. The lady who's the director of this company, Claire, isn't here. She's not coming down. She said she's got no money. We're going to have to take the goods. A gentleman's come in saying that he owns the goods. If we do remove any goods, he's been chatting for a good hour now about rights limit and trespass, etc, etc, etc.
Right, so that's we're only here to prevent the breach of the peace.
Yeah,
that's fine.
The police try and calm Mr. Knighton down, but as he still hasn't provided any proof that he owns the assets in the salon, the agents continue the recovery process.
Right, Vic, let's start moving goods.
Just take one of these machines.
But he's not backing down.
That's criminal. You can't really just stand there and allow that to happen. That's criminal. You're breaking the law. It's going to take all stuff, are you?
Yes.
Anyway, cheers for your, actually breaking the law or something. Basically, this has been like an eventful day. It's been an education. They're 8 now, we can go. 3 of us can go. We don't need all this money to be lashed out. My money. Public money. My money. Out of here.
With Mr. Knighton now gone, the agents can complete the removal. But just before they call for a vehicle, Stuart wants to give salon owner Claire one last chance to pay.
Hello, is that Claire? I'm just giving you a quick call just to find out where we stand. Is it honest that you can't make any payment towards a balance? You've got nothing. Because you've got everything stacked ready to go. If you can't pay it, you can't pay it. That's fine. Alright, thank you, Claire. Bye-bye. Right, let's go, let's do it.
More than 3 hours after the agents first arrived, the removal process begins.
Need to give you a hand with this.
And it rolls out, mate. Rolls out.
The goods will be sold at public auction to offset the debt.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're alright. Thank you. Go over.
With most of the goods in the salon gone, Blissful Bodies now faces an uncertain future.
There you go, there's the paperwork all there for you. Alright guys, see you later.
We gave enough warning. We were here for over 5 hours, so can't do more than that. I feel sorry for the people inside there, of course we do. But once again, we didn't bring the debt here.
Checking up on the victims and villains on both sides of the rental market. The new series of Nightmare Tenants Slum Landlords continues tomorrow at 9. But next, he performed life-changing operations for no reason. We investigate Ian Patterson, the butcher surgeon, brand new, and next.